Hello friends, welcome to CLAT Gurukul once again, and I am Nilanjan, the teacher of English, and I am going to discuss the DPS daily practice sheet, and it is the practice sheet number 8. Okay. So what is the passage all about? I will let you know, and I will explain the questions, and you will comprehend the passage at the same time, and on the basis of your comprehensibility, you are supposed to solve out the questions along with me. Okay. So talking about this particular passage in a very quick succession, I am going through the passage quickly. Barely 11 months after the government notified the Consumer Protection E-Commerce Rules 2020, the Department of Consumer Affairs has mooted a set of sweeping amendments, ostensibly to protect the interest of the consumers and encourage free and fair competition in the market. So, from the first few lines, it is quite clear, it should come to your mind that the passage is related to e-commerce and the act that has been mentioned over here. Going further, among them is a norm stipulating an appointment of a chief compliance officer, a nodal contact person for 24/7 coordination with law enforcement agencies, and another requiring e-commerce entities offering imported goods or services to incorporate a filter mechanism to identify goods based on country of origin and suggest alternatives to ensure a fair opportunity to domestic goods. Okay, now here basically it's talking about the existing goods, how it should be supplied, what should be the origin of that, and how it will be dealt. So all these things come under the head of e-commerce protection rules that has been initiated in 2020. Okay, now moving to the second part, the center also appears to be signaling its intent to dig in its heels in an intensified standoff with Walmart's unit, Flipkart and Amazon, which are both now in court battling an attempt by Competition Commission of India to reopen a probe into their business practices. There are so many big companies which are coming up with their business projects, but basically if we are talking about the competition is basically revolving around Flipkart and Amazon and Walmart. So government is intercepting in that particular thing, and the center also appears to be signaling its intent to dig in its heel in an intensifying standoff. Okay. So, two large e-commerce players like Flipkart and Amazon, they have led to contend with accusations that their pricing practices are skewed to favor select sellers on their platforms and their discounting policies have hurt offline retailers. So, it's more or less, it's very disheartening for the offline retailers, and they are having the complaint that these two giants like Flipkart and Amazon, they are vying with each other and they are coming up with lots of projects, and that is invariably hurting the intention of the offline traders, right? So more or less the passage is talking about the competition level which is between two big giants and the online traders like Amazon and Flipkart. So on the basis of this understanding, and most importantly, this is extracted from the Hindu editorial. So if you should have the habit of reading the newspaper like the Hindu, because you should be updated with those events or the editorial section, so that it will be easier for you to get to know what is happening around you. And the question paper is to be set on the basis of these newspaper editorial section as well. Moving to question number 1 straight away. According to the passage, what would be the other word for perceptible? Perceptible का मतलब क्या होता है, उसका other word क्या है? Going through the option, first option it is written indulging. Now you have to know what is the meaning of indulging. Indulging का मतलब क्या होता है? Basically indulging का मतलब होता है किसी चीज में अपने आप को engage कर देना, right? Second, ambiguity. It means that which is not clear actually, lack of clarity. That is ambiguity, mystery. Second is discernible. Discernible means what? It actually is meant by the word perceptible, which is to be perceived or which is to be comprehended. And that is the meaning of the word discernible. So it should be the correct answer. Last option, it is written ostensibly. It means apparently. So it doesn't have any connection with the word perceptible. Okay. So correct answer is option C, as I have already ticked. Question number 2. In the above passage, it is stated that all entities must provide information within 72 hours on any request made by an authorized government agency probing any law including cyber security issues. According to you, what law would replace one in the passage? So इस क्वेश्चन को समझना है पहले आपको. इन द अबव पैसेज ये बताया गया कि ऑल एंटिटीज मस्ट प्रोवाइड इंफॉर्मेशन विद इन 72 आवर्स, 72 घंटा के अंदर सारा इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा ऑन एनी रिक्वेस्ट मेड बाय एन ऑथराइज्ड गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी. कोई भी ऑथराइज्ड गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी अगर कोई क्वेश्चन करते हैं या रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, उसको इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा 72 घंटे के अंदर, राइट, बाय एन ऑथराइज्ड गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी प्रोबिंग एनी लॉ इंक्लूडिंग साइबर सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज. इसको भी इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं ये लॉ. अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, आपके अनुसार, व्हाट लॉ वुड रिप्लेस दिस? कौन ऐसा लॉ है जो इसको रिप्लेस कर सकता है? ऑप्शन ए ब्रीच ऑफ लॉ, ऑप्शन बी स्टैट्यूटरी लॉ, ऑप्शन सी इक्विटी लॉ या ऑप्शन डी कॉमन लॉ. अगर देखा जाए लॉ के एस्पेक्ट से, सो ऑफ कोर्स इट शुड बी अनडाउटेडली ब्रीच ऑफ लॉ. ब्रीच ऑफ लॉ इज सच काइंड ऑफ लॉ जो रिप्लेस कर सकता है इस लॉ को, दैट इज इंक्लूडिंग साइबर सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज. ओके, सो करेक्ट आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी ऑप्शन ए. लेट अस मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Which word can replace the word which has been highlighted in the above passage, and that is harking back. Okay, actually harking back means getting back. किसी चीज में दोबारा वापसी करना या किसी चीज में फिर से दोबारा जाना, जो पहले शुरू किए थे उसी जगह पे दोबारा पहुंच जाना. It should be harking back, that is option B. Moving to question number 4. According to the passage, who has mooted a set of sweeping amendments ostensibly to protect the interest of consumers and encourage free and fair competition in the market. Okay, so basically passage के अनुसार क्वेश्चन ये पूछा जा रहा है, पैसेज के अनुसार who has mooted, कौन व्यक्ति है जो इसको मूट किए हैं, a set of sweeping amendments ostensibly. उसका पर्पस क्या था? To protect the interest of consumers, कंज्यूमर को इंटरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट करना, एंड एनकरेज फ्री एंड फेयर कंपटीशन इन द मार्केट, और मार्केट में ऐसा कुछ कंपटीशन को प्रमोट करना जो कि फ्री होगा और बहुत फेयर कंपटीशन होगा. करेक्ट. मूविंग थ्रू द ऑप्शंस, ऑप्शन ए इट इज रिटन द कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन रूल. क्या ये कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन रूल के बारे में बता रहे हैं? नंबर बी आईटी इंटरमीडिएरी गाइडलाइंस एंड डिजिटल मीडिया एथिक्स कोड रूल्स. क्या ये इंटरमीडिएरी गाइडलाइन एंड डिजिटल मीडिया एथिक्स कोड रूल्स के बारे में, क्या उसी को इंटरप्रिटेशन है ये? या ऑप्शन सी द कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. क्या ये कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया की वो मूट किया है इस चीज को? बिल्कुल नहीं. द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स, क्या उनका ये मूटेड है अ सेट ऑफ स्वीपिंग अमेंडमेंट्स? नाउ as I have already told you, and you have come through, or you have gone through the entire passage, that you have come to know that it is talking about the consumer protection rules. It's the entire passage is revolving around that. So from that perspective, अगर आप देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं ये आपका दिमाग में आ सकता है कि ये क्यों ना कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन रूल से रिलेटेड है. क्या कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन रूल इसको मूट किए हैं? नो. ऑप्शन डी इट इज रिटन द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स. लुक, here it is written the Department of Consumer Affairs, here clearly it is written, has mooted a set of sweeping amendments. From that particular line, it is quite explicit that this should be the correct answer. Okay, Department of Consumer Affairs has mooted a set of sweeping amendments. So clearly it is written the Department of Consumer Affairs, and in option D it is written, I think, yes, the Department of Consumer Affairs. So D is going to be absolutely the correct answer, right? The last question of the passage, question number 5. How are top e-commerce companies favoring selected sellers on their platform? Question ये पूछ रहा है कि टॉप ई-कॉमर्स जितना कंपनीज है, क्या वो लोग कैसे वो लोग फेवर करते हैं सिलेक्टेड सेलर्स ऑन देयर प्लेटफॉर्म? ऐसा क्या है इन लोगों के पास पॉलिसी जिसके थ्रू ये क्लियर कर सकते हैं, रादर फेवर कर सकते हैं सिलेक्टेड सेलर्स ऑन देयर प्लेटफॉर्म को? ऑप्शन ए द सेलर्स इन्वेस्ट इन गेटिंग मोर ब्रांड विजिबिलिटी एंड देयर प्रोडक्ट सेलिंग रेट. क्या सेलर्स जो है ऑनलाइन पे सेल कर रहे हैं, क्या वो लोग ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट करते हैं इन गेटिंग मोर ब्रांड विजिबिलिटी, ब्रांड को ज्यादा विजिबल करने की कोशिश करते हैं, और या उनका प्रोडक्ट को सेलिंग रेट को बढ़ाते हैं? ऑप्शन बी, द ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स आर ड्रिवन बाय सॉफ्टवेयर एंड एन एल्गोरिथम। क्या इसमें ऐसा कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म है जो ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स ड्रिवन बाय सॉफ्टवेयर, सॉफ्टवेयर के द्वारा ड्रिवन है एंड एन एल्गोरिथम को फॉलो करते हैं? ऑप्शन सी, प्रोडक्ट क्वालिटी, प्राइसिंग, डील्स, हैंडलिंग ऑफ रिटर्न्स एंड रिफंड्स। क्या प्रोडक्ट के क्वालिटी को ध्यान दिया जाता है, या उसका प्राइसिंग को, या उसका डील्स को, या हैंडलिंग ऑफ रिटर्न्स एंड रिफंड्स? कौन ऐसा सेगमेंट है जिसमें ई कॉमर्स टॉप जो कंपनीज है वो लोग फेवर करते हैं सिलेक्टेड सेलर्स ऑन देयर प्लेटफॉर्म को? इफ यू गो थ्रू द पैसेज, डेफिनेटली विल कम टू नो दैट ऑल द ऑप्शंस आर इक्वली रेलेवेंट according to the passage, right? So option A, option B, option C, option D, all the options are valid from the perspective of this passage. So that's why we can easily select option D as the correct answer of this particular question. So on the whole, this passage is talking about the e-commerce transactions and the online selling by the top giants like Flipkart, Amazon and all these things. So it is related to e-commerce, and it was quite easy passage, and I have already explained everything. Each and every question has been answered with explanation. I am quite hopeful that all of you have understood. There must not be any kind of doubt in your mind. Thank you very much.